All right, welcome in. This is the Cow Guy Close, and I am Scott Shellady. Yeah, let's go. This is going to have some fun today. Now that we're going to talk about something actually completely different. That's something I wanted to get out, right? Someone in California now is $1 billion richer-ish, kabibble, right, after winning the Powerball. It has a pre-tax lump sum value of $558 million. Not bad, huh? It's kind of hard to even fathom that kind of instant wealth, but for this segment, we're going to give it a try. Now, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, get a load of this, 70% of lottery winners go bankrupt within a few years. Now, the reasons, they're really pretty simple. Everyone asks you for money, right? Family, friends, and so-called investors. You become a target, and your relationships may become even more strained than they already are. Some winners report feeling full of guilt, and believe it or not, they suffer from boredom because without a need to work, you can see how that could happen. And we thought it would be interesting to hear how one of our regular pundits would deploy his newly found capital if he was the winner. So please welcome to the show philanthropist, real estate investor, and author of The Bullseye Brief, Adam Johnson. Adam, we thought we'd have some fun with this. I don't know about you, but talking about the Fed all day long sometimes gets to you. So if you were the lucky winner in L.A. of this $1 billion or $558 million lump sum, what do we do with that money now?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I would do with it, Scott. First of all, I think I'd probably have some fun. And I love F1. And I would literally, over 9 months, go to every single F1 race in the world. I'd go to Azerbaijan. I'd go to the one in England. I'd go to the one in Italy. I'd go to Vegas. I'd go to Miami. You name it. I'd go to every single one. I'd fly first class. I'd stay at a great hotel. And I would get totally into it. I think that would be a ball.
That's awesome. You know what? By the way, I have been to Silverstone for the F1 there in England. It's fantastic.
The English one.
Yes.
Of course, Max Verstappen just won it again.
Yes.
I mean, the guy just keeps winning them all. It's just on and on and on. So, yeah, that'd be really fun.
That would be fun.
I love horses. I come from a farming family out in Iowa, but I don't need to go. I don't need to go grow corn if I'm a billionaire, but I would.
Well, you've buried the lead there. I didn't know you've got some roots to Iowa.
Oh yeah, I thought you knew that. Yeah, from Esterville, up in the northwest corner. It's the richest, most fertile soil in the state. There are probably some people who would take odds with that. But no, you look at where the acreage trades when it does, which is pretty rare because no one ever sells farmland out there.
Right.
But when it does, it always trades at like a 30 to 40% premium because the yields are 30 to 40% higher. It's just great soil, and if you know Lake Okoboji, it's out there as well.
Yeah, I mean, my family we're from Dubuque, just south of there. So yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. I learned that in this segment. That's fantastic. There's a lot of folks out there that probably watch.
I'm not sure I'd go to Iowa. I think I'd probably, do something like go to Aiken, South Carolina, or Southern Virginia. Some pretty country down in there. And then the other thing that I would do after I'd had my fun and traveling and spent my money on a horse farm, I'd invest my money,
yes,
Scott, and I'd basically split it 50-50 between just government securities, and some AAA bonds. So basically, let's say we could make 5% forever, which would be millions and millions of dollars a year, right? And then the other 50%, the other half of the money, I do what I do now, which is invest in growth stocks, because I believe in American ingenuity. I believe that deploying capital into these companies is not only profitable, but it's exciting, it's fun, it makes you part of the process, and it keeps you plugged in. And I love being plugged in, Scott. That's one of the reasons that you and I talk.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm still reeling about the fact that you've got some IRA roots. That's pretty cool, especially for this show. But number two is, I think that maybe if you're then managing your own money, and I don't know if folks out there know about you becoming your own family office, right? But then you wouldn't have to worry about all the rigmarole and all the regulations that go with looking after other people's money. You could just look after yours, and you could say whatever you wanted on TV because it was just you, right?
Yeah, that's right. But, think about it. And, we're talking here about if you, won $1 billion. I mean, okay, it's a little absurd. Not for that one guy who did. But, let's make the numbers something that I think we could wrap our heads around, right? Let's say, you were incredibly successful. You sell the family farm, even though you should never sell farmland. But let's say you do, and you got 10 million bucks. Okay, that's a big number. It's probably more than most of us will ever make, but that it is within the realm of possibility. And 10 million is certainly more reasonable than a billion.
Yep.
So let's say you have 10 million. Okay, you were to invest half of that. So 5 million at 5%.
It's pretty good money right there, yeah.
Yeah, you think about that's what 50 grand times 5 is $250,000 a year for the rest of your life,
right.
And that's just half the money invested in safe government securities. For the rest of your life, you will have 250 grand, period, income.
Right.
And then you take the other 5 million, and then you invest that in growth stocks.
Right.
From Microsoft and Facebook to some of the cooler, smaller stuff. Sonova solar panels and Joby that does the drone taxis.
Right.
Some of the stuff that I like to talk about. So you've got your income that's stable, and then you've got your investment stuff that hopefully actually keeps going up. So I think that's a thoughtful plan. For any investor.
I like that idea. You've got the income for you, and those other investments for maybe your kids or your relatives down the line after you pass. I mean, you can start building some wealth that way. So that's pretty cool. I agree with you. All right. Lots of fun having that. Thank you very much for playing along, Adam. Want to do something a little bit different.